Hey, welcome back, everyone. Glad you could join me for some more Age of Empires here. The map is Lipany. I am continuing my play as the Chinese, and we are up against Seiya Pegasus, who's playing as the English. On a map like Lipany, I'm feeling pretty good. Usually I like to play as the opposite on this map because there are lots of berry bushes. My scouts will probably discover a bunch of them scattered around the map. And it's just a really convenient food source. While I would prefer to be the Delhi or the Abbasid to take advantage of all these berries, I'm glad I'm the Chinese because they really like these food sources as well. We really want to get a mill near them and then supervise the mill. It's just easy to get bonus food that way. The English, however, I don't know if they're a good choice for this map because they're pretty much just going to turtle up. They're going to rely on the food coming from their farms. So they care a little less about these food-rich maps. They're pretty self-sufficient. When I go up against the English, I'm feeling somewhat confident. Feudal all-ins are still very dangerous, but if I can recognize them, I feel like I at least have a chance against them. English and French are very common on the ranked ladder, so it's a matchup that you kind of get used to. They don't surprise you too often. So we're gonna go down the two town center Song Dynasty until we see something different. And we see a somewhat late council hall coming down. My Imperial Academy is definitely going to finish before this council hall, so I'm not sure if this is going to be longbowmen aggression. That's what we have to watch out for. We're going to keep rallying villagers to wood. We're going to supervise the wood rather than the food. And now I'm happy I'm supervising wood because it turns out he's actually mining stone, so he's going for an early second town center. This might be a two town center into King's Palace, Castle Age kind of English. And I like that for three reasons. The first being that I scouted it, and so I can safely go for a second town center before I go into the Song Dynasty. So I don't have to build my Barbican early on to defend against anything. Instead, I can focus on getting my stone, my wood. Feels good. Second reason, his council hall is just sitting here not doing anything. He has had to spend a lot of wood and resources making his second town center, and this council hall is not really doing anything for him. He's starting to make longbowmen, which is good, but as an Age 2 landmark, it didn't really do anything in that brief downtime. I mean, he really just didn't need to build it early on. My Imperial Academy was giving me it allowed me to produce another Imperial official, and it's passively providing more tax income for this mining camp, this mill, and this lumber camp. So we're already taking advantage of our Age 2 landmark. I'm not sure if he really has. And he tried to get some kills with his longbowman, but I've already countered him by making my horsemen. He's going to respond appropriately with a barracks. Our second town center is up. We're hunting these deer. His second town center is over here between these two deer camp. Oh, I'm so jealous. I wish I had this convenient double deer camp here. Still liking my scouts positioning. We're rotating around, looking for buildings, and we even get an eye on his standing army with this scout, although he can see my scout over here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, he's sending his scout out. Okay. We need to focus on, getting our archery range up and getting our Barbican of the Sun down. We definitely have the resources to do it. Yeah, that should have happened a long time ago. Maybe like a minute earlier. Because we had the resources. We should chase this scout out. And it looks like we spent some wood on an outpost or two. Probably a good idea considering how big his standing army is. And we're going to chase the scout. Okay, now we'll back off. And it looks like he's coming forward. I'm okay with this. We just need to pump out some Zhuge, which will trade well with his longbowmen and spearmen. And we just need some horsemen to take out his longbowmen. So I should correct myself there. We're going to use the Zhuge and the archers to focus his spearmen. We got to get the spearmen. And it's okay to mix in some archers here. The Zhuge are really good, but archers do bonus damage to spearmen. So it's not awful to produce a few of them. And I like seeing textiles in the build queue. We need to retreat. There's plenty of places for these villagers to retreat to. And the moment we retreat, all this arrow fire, the gunpowder turret, it's all hitting his army. Now we're engaging. All we have to do is tell my ranged units to attack his spearmen one by one. And then I'll just have these horsemen selected and running around. And whenever I see the spearmen numbers dwindling, we'll go in and attack. So you can see my ranged units are just focusing down his spearmen. And now that the spearmen are dead, we can clean up this army. A big win there. We've already got our villagers back to work. We've got 40 villagers on food. That's insane. That might be almost too many on food. We should probably start rallying to wood or gold. Because we really need more wood if we're going to spend that food. Because we need to build military production. That said, we can tack on some more imperial officials. They'll also help with the gold collection to get us up to that third age, because we need a little bit more gold. We've actually got enough food to make it there. God, these spearmen hurt. We got to keep the horsemen away until we can bring some ranged units in to deal with the spearmen. And there you go. Once the spearmen are gone, there's not much these longbowmen can do versus my horsemen. Look at that. Great trades there. He's going aggressively into gold. I think he's looking to make it up to the third age. And yeah, we can see he's got the food as well, probably from a pretty healthy farm economy back here. And I mean, the double deer camp, you can see he's processed nearly all of these deer. He'll probably move on to these. So he's getting food very rapidly. He just needs to get some gold up. We're processing this, although these deer are almost gone. Looks like we're transitioning more to gold. We're actually putting down some farms. I like seeing that. I want to transition to farms a little more smoothly in these games. We're coming forward. We're going to engage again. I'm going to have since I don't see any spearmen here, I'm going to have my Zhuge target villagers. Horsemen against villagers, they don't really do much damage, but these Zhuge just shred low armor, low hit point units. Look at that. He doesn't even have textiles, so we're getting good kills there. That was like 3 villagers, maybe 4. And now we'll just back off. He's doing well, keeping his longbowmen kind of wedged behind this gold vein. My horsemen kind of get clogged. They actually get clogged on his villagers. They get clogged on his longbowmen. He should really put down maybe like an outpost here. We'll see. And he really needs some spearmen. Although they will just get shredded by my Zhuge and archers. So we'll see. Scout on the back's not seeing anything too important. We're going to engage again. And we see the king's palace going up. He's actually fighting with his villagers here. He's trying to kill him. He needs a spearman. Just 1 or 2 spearmen would do really well here. But we're just killing so many villagers here. I mean, the Zhuge are so good. They're just cleaning them up. I think I shift queued a bunch of villagers. Ouch. That had to hurt. And of course, we get enough to go up to the next age. We'll probably just back off. Oh, actually, he's got another villager here. Oh, killer. Nice. We'll kind of dance back and forth. Oh, there's more villager kills here. There's the spearman. We got to target him down with the Zhuge. Very good. And now, ignore the archers. Go for the villagers. We'll let the horsemen deal with these. Oh, the horseman is just like one-shotting these injured longbowmen. Look at that. And we're just killing off these villagers. Wow. I think he should have focused on finishing the king's palace, because then all these villagers can just retreat inside of it. Yeah, and now the arrow fire is very intense. I'm going to lose these units. And just the fact that he's got this King's Palace up here shows if he had just one building, an outpost over here that he could have retreated some of his longbowmen into, some of his villagers into, he would have come out a lot better there. With that sort of win, we're going to get out on the map. You can see we're putting down outposts and mills, outposts and mill. Yep. We just want to expand to more areas. We're gathering from this wood line, this wood line, this wood line. We're going really heavy into wood. We actually don't have all that many on food. We've got 49 on wood. Look at our wood. I want to see some of that spent. Looks like we spent a good chunk of it on more production. We're getting down a granary, getting down more farms. We still have just way too many on wood. Maybe we could transfer some from wood over to gold. Then we could start using our astronomical clock tower to make siege units, which we really should be doing. As the Chinese getting this free siege workshop, it's just really helpful. We should get out clock tower nest of bees. It'll do well against his longbowmen. But honestly, we're not losing too badly to his longbowmen. The Zhuge and Horsemen seem to be trading well, so I'm going to upgrade my Horsemen. And hopefully we can eventually upgrade the Zhuge. Problem is we're just a little gold starved. Oh, but we're getting more on food. I like seeing that. These deer are being gathered. Looks like it's, just more and more farms. And this granary is doing great. It's affecting like 10 of these farms here. So all of these farms are generating, are gathering a lot quicker. Oh, and we got another up here. They do stack. Stacks with other granaries. So all, like these farms are going to have plus 20% gather rate. Here we are engaging with his army. He's mixed in some crossbowmen with his longbowmen, but I don't see any spearmen. The upgrade to veterancy finishes right when we attack. That's awesome. Zhuge are just attacking this outpost. That's no good. We need them to come forward. The Horsemen have done okay. Oh, I'm targeting villagers with the Zhuge. Now we're engaging, but the town center is attacking. This attack was just kind of a wash. I think he did well wedging his units in there. I really like his positioning with his longbowmen. He wedges them into small areas. That way, he gets minimal damage from my horsemen. Like when horsemen surround archers, that's when it's really effective. But when they have to kind of clump or they run into choke points, they don't do as well. Again, we've got too much wood. More farms? Okay, nah. More military production. And it looks like we're going to mix in archers. Because why not? We've got the spare wood, and we have so much food and wood rolling in, we might as well. And we're actually going to play the religious game this time, because we both aged up at about the same time. So we're going to grab some relics off the map. We're getting upgrades from the barracks, or from the blacksmith. Looking good. Ranged armor just completes. That'll help out these veteran horsemen a lot. Yeah, they're trading pretty well still. But man, this is a scary place to engage, especially once that outpost finishes. We could really use some siege units. Wow, we processed those berries really quick. We're gonna move on to this area because I saw berries, I saw a boar. If we can get some outposts down, that'll be really helpful. Here's the first outpost. We'd love to see some emplacements on here. And if he wants to send his units forward, he can. Starting to lose villagers. I need to retreat them into these outposts. Oof. Yeah, it was like 4 villagers lost there. But now he has to back off. He doesn't have any siege units. He's finishing his monastery. Okay. Yep, we'll get emplacements on this. And I've almost got enough for a keep. I think I'm just going to wait for a moment. We should get enough. And there we go. Put the keep down, then we'll put the mill down. We'll process these berries. Having these villagers up front will be really helpful. I know that this keep isn't really guarding against too much. I mean, it'll prevent him from grabbing this relic, but it'll provide good vision. and it'll be a good staging point for my trebuchets. This one trebuchet will do a lot of work if I like wedge it right here. We'll be able to attack the stables, the archery range, the monastery, the outpost, and eventually the king's palace. So this is looking like a strong place to stage a siege. We also sent some knights around the back. We got a few villager kills back here in these farmlands, but he sent some units to respond. Oh, and he's grabbing up some relics. Yeah, this Lancer got a few kills back here in these farmlands. We're grabbing relics ourselves. Looks like we've got one already, and we've got another in hand, but we're going to grab this sacred site while we're here. All right. Trebuchet is working away. We're up to 130 villagers. We are at like our peak economy. We've dealt so much economic damage to him. I expect us to be way in the lead here, and we are. Wow. At this point, we're pretty much just going to hit 200 units and then just start throwing our army at him. Upgrades are finishing. Some economic upgrades are on the way. There's the veteran Zhuge. Yep, he's making spring alts. Pretty smart. We're going to make our own. And yeah, we're just picking away at these buildings. And his villagers keep ending up in the front lines. That's painful. And right when we hit our population capacity, we start sending in units to die. That's what you want to do. We'll save our ranged units when we can. Finding more villagers over here. He's making some knights, but I haven't really felt the need to make spearmen. I don't even think we've gotten the basic upgrade for them yet. We don't even have hardened spearmen. It'd be smart if he kept making these knights. They're a good unit choice for him right now. Problem is, yeah, we're getting on top of his siege units. More villagers on the front line getting killed. He's just taking too much economic losses as this is going on. And he brings another trebuchet forward. I'm actually up to 2 right now. But I'm hoping, yeah, we've got spring alts on the way. And we sent units around the backside, or actually we just ran through. And now we're in his farmlands. We're in his lumber line. Ouch. Yeah, we're getting good kills. He got textiles. That's the right move. But, man, we are slaughtering a lot of villagers. There's the very scary veteran longbowmen ball. They can take out knights pretty easily, but we're spreading our units out. And more importantly, we're sieging. There goes one of his town centers, the King's Palace. And we're moving on. We should probably start building some rams. Yep, looks like we're doing that here. And these longbowmen are annoying. I would really love to see some nest of bees coming to the front line. But we have so many resources, we can make whatever we want. I think this game's over. It was a good matchup. I think I was able to do well because I scouted everything that was coming my way and responded appropriately. We kept making horsemen versus the English. That's always a smart move. And we set up a siege line, which I think is also the right move versus the English because they hate getting sieged because they have to make spring alds. Their longbowmen don't really do damage to siege units. And these longbowmen die to nest of bees. So I think we did well setting up this forward keep, even though it didn't really attack very many of his units. It didn't really come into play all that much, but it was very intimidating, and if I ever needed to retreat, I can just come right back here. I think one thing I would have done differently is I would have walled up. Like, we have about 800 stone, and if he counterattacked, we would be in a really bad position because my villagers are pretty exposed. Yeah, we've got some outposts down to defend them, but I think a few knights could do a lot of damage here. So would have loved to see a large stone wall just sort of built across my base. So something to keep in mind for the next fight. But overall, did really well here. Happy with it. I think we dealt good damage in the feudal age, and it just carried over into the castle age. And hitting 130 villagers that quick, whew, it felt good. Anyway, catch you for the next game. Hope you'll tune in.